the mind is not really a thing. It's not really a tangible object like this glass of water. And we say, well, that's a glass of water. But when we speak about the mind, we speak about it like it's a thing. We speak about it like this mind is something that's tangible, that doesn't change. But really, when we look at it, the mind is always changing. And the mind is not some static object. The mind is actually an activity. See that thoughts are always changing, emotions are always changing, sense perceptions are always changing. And any of the faculties such as memory or imagination, which are both thoughts, well, they too are always changing. Thoughts are always coming and going. Emotions are coming and going. Sense perceptions are appearing and disappearing. Everything is in this flux, this constant movement. It's a constant activity. That's what the mind is. And what you are is beyond the mind. You are aware of the thoughts that are constantly changing, coming and going. You are aware of the emotions that are constantly changing, coming and going. You are aware of the sense perceptions that are constantly changing, coming and going. What you are is ever present. You are ever present, and you are aware of that which is transient, that which is coming and going, that which is appearing and disappearing, that which is an activity. What you are is ever present and is still. You are the stillness that is beyond the mind, that is aware of the activity that is coming and going. What is it that knows the activity of the mind? You. How do you know that thoughts are coming and going? Because you do not come and go. How do you know that emotions are coming and going? Because you do not come and go. How do you know that sense perceptions are coming and going? Because you do not come and go. You are ever present. How do you know that thoughts, emotions, sense perceptions are always changing? Because you are changeless. So you see that what you are is beyond the activity of the mind. The mind is just an activity, just playing itself out based off of the conditioned patterns. The mind is like this activity of conditioned patterns that were programmed or installed, that were learned. See that you did not program your mind. The mind has been programmed. These conditioned patterns just play. They just execute the program that has been installed. But you are not a slave to that activity of the mind. You are not the mind, and you are not in the mind. You are beyond the mind. You are free from the mind. You have always been free from the mind. But if you are identifying with thoughts, if you are identifying with feelings, if you are identifying with sense perceptions, then it will feel like you are mixed up in the activity. It will feel like you are entangled in the activity, when in reality you are actually free. from that activity. See that that activity cannot exist without you. You are the reality of that activity. The activity of the mind depends on you, but you do not depend on the activity of the mind. See that you are present in deep sleep. But in deep sleep, how much mind activity do you experience? No activity at all. So you experience no mind in deep sleep. And you know this because you are conscious of having no experience of mind activity in deep sleep. So the mind is this activity that you experience. If I ask you, do you experience your mind? Do you experience your thoughts? Do you experience your emotions? Do you experience your 5 sense perceptions? Yes, you experience it. All experiences come and go. All experiences have a start and an end. Now, what is it that knows these experiences? What is it that's aware of these experiences? What is it that's aware of the experience of memory? What is it that's aware of the experience of imagination? You. Therefore, you are not your memory and you are not your imagination. You are not made of memory and you're not made of imagination. Actually, memory and imagination are made of you. You are what gives reality to memory and imagination. You are what gives reality to thoughts, feelings, sense perceptions. Without you, there would be no thoughts, feelings, and sense perceptions. So the mind is this activity that you are always experiencing. But when we misidentify ourselves and get mixed up in the experience, I am sad, I am angry, I am guilty, I am depressed, I am a musician, I am an athlete, I am a businessman. We are getting mixed up in the thoughts and the feelings. You are the I am. But when the I am becomes mixed up with the thought of a businessman or the feeling of sadness, then we are getting mixed up with the experience. What you are is the I am. I am. I exist. I exist. And there's this awareness of being. Sense this when you just rest as I am. There's just an awareness of being. But when we get mixed up with experience, when we get entangled with our experience, then we're being this or that. We're being a businessman. We're being a musician. We're being a parent. We're being a girlfriend. And we become identified with that meaning identified to make the same, that the I am then becomes the same as the experience. And this is where we lose ourselves. We become misidentified, or we identify ourselves with our feelings or emotions. I am is the awareness of the sadness. The sadness is the emotion. But when the I am gets combined or mixed up with the sadness, I am sadness, and identifies as the sadness, the I am seems to get mixed and forget itself, to forget its true nature, that the I am is actually free from the experience. It is always free from the experience. So there's an illusion that we get entangled with our thoughts and feelings, sense perceptions, when really we're always free from experience. That the I am is actually untouchable. That it's always beyond experience. The experience can never touch what you are. Sadness, anger, jealousy, hatred, depression, guilt, grief. These are all just emotions that are coming and going, that are changing, that are appearing and disappearing. But the I am is what has always been present. Without the I am, there would be no sadness. There would be no grief. There would be no guilt, jealousy, hatred. See that the I am is fundamental for all experiences. All experiences are objective. That you can experience thoughts like an object. They're objective. The feelings, the emotions, these are objective. The five senses, these are objective. Anything that you experience in life is objective. But what is the subject? If all those experiences are the object, what is the subject that is experiencing it? It is you, the I am that is pure, that is untouched, that is not a thing. It is really no thing. It is no thing that is aware of something. Thoughts are something. Memory is something. Imagination is something. Feelings are something. Sense perceptions are something. And that which is aware of something is actually no thing. But when the no thing gets mixed up with the something, it's like it forgets that it's no thing. And then it appears to be something. It appears to be the body. It becomes identified with the body. It becomes identified with the feeling. It becomes identified with the thought. We become identified with the labels that we are attaching to the I am. An entrepreneur, a mother, a coffee drinker. These are just labels that we have stuck to ourselves, stuck to the nothingness. We wear these different disguises, these different roles. We play a certain role. But when we believe to be the role, we get mixed up entangled in the experience. What you are is beyond labels and roles and identities. The I am is not really an identity. It's not really something tangible. But see that everything that you are identifying with is something that's tangible, that you want to identify with a self-image. You want to identify as this type of person, that type of person. You want to identify with the body. You want to identify with the mind. We become identified with the activity. And to identify means to make the same. So we then believe ourselves to be the same as the activity. But what I'm showing you is by simply just looking, becoming aware of your experience, there's you, and then there's the experience. There's you, the awareness, and then there's a thought. There's you, the awareness, and then there's a feeling. There's you, the awareness, and then there's a sense perception. And the experience of a thought or a feeling or a sense perception would not be possible without you. And see that the thoughts and the feelings and the sense perceptions are always changing. The experiences are always changing. The experiences are always coming and going. The experiences are always appearing and disappearing. They're very illusionary. They're appearing and then disappearing. They're transient. They're impermanent. But what you are is actually always here now. You are always present. You are the pure awareness that is aware of the experiences. You are not coming and going. You are not changing. You are not impermanent. You do not have a start and a beginning. You are not bound to time. Simply become aware of what you are as the pure awareness that is always free from all activity, from all experiences. See you in the next one.